What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if they could clone people in the lab, but if Luke Kuechly had a duplicate and was a little bit younger, it's MATT SALOPEK. I have a very special guest. He is one of the best football players, one of the best linebackers, one of the best defensive players in all of college football. Now, before I have him speak and share his story, which we're going to get into today, check this out, guys. He was the MAC Defensive Player of the Year. There's a lot of teams in there. Also, over 300 tackles in his college football career. Okay, originally from Kent, Ohio, 6'1", 230 approximately, and also last year he was fifth most in tackles in all of college football, which is an amazing feat. And then also already the season hasn't even started yet, and they gave him third-team All-American Phil Steele. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully coming to an NFL team near you, I want to introduce college football's next big stud, MATT SALOPEK. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Man, blessed and highly favored, brother. So happy to have you on the show, man. And I watched your tape, man, and I was just like, holy cow. Like, what? Yeah, this guy is a missile, man. You're quick. You're sideline to sideline speed. You're a field general. You're a shot caller, as they call it, man. And I love the way you play, man. You're a young guy, but you play with that old 1980s old school spirit when you play football, man. So love your tape and so happy to have you on the show, man. Take us from the beginning. You're from Kent, Ohio originally, right?
Yes, sir. So I grew up in Kent, Ohio. Went to high school down the road in Akron, in Archbishop Hoban. And then obviously going through there, got recruited, came down to Miami, and it's been a joy going into my sixth year.
Man, that's amazing. 6 years of playing football, man. What initially led you to Miami of Ohio?
You know, I would say, like, as soon as I stepped on the campus, it was just beautiful. I was kind of looking for that college town, that college atmosphere, and I found it right away when I stepped on campus. It was just beautiful. The academics were phenomenal. And when I first was getting recruited, our head coach Chuck Martin was and going into his fifth year, and was really trying to rebuild the entire program, and his philosophy and the culture that he was trying to instill in Miami was what truly brought me there. I believe that he wanted to win. He was ready to win a couple of MAC championships, and obviously we won two since I've been there. So that entire coaching staff that recruited me really gave me a bunch of knowledge about how they were going to win and how we were going to win championships, and I truly believed in that.
Amazing. Obviously, you're a college football star, man, and you've had an amazing journey to becoming that star. What are some of the biggest challenges that you faced along the way?
It's tough because, like, when I was getting recruited out of high school, I never really played linebacker. I was a free safety. I weighed about 180 pounds coming out of high school. So I got here. I was about finally got up to about like 195, 200, and I played safety for my first 2 years, and then just injuries, stuff goes down, and at the end of the day, you're trying to get your best 11 people on the field. So I bumped into the linebacker spot, and kind of just fell in love with it and did the best I could. And it was just kind of that switch was really tough. You go from covering receivers, playing deep thirds, playing cover two halves, and then you get thrown into the box and you're trying to take on a lineman every play, tackle big running backs every play. So it was a huge adjustment, and definitely had to get stronger throughout my entire career. Definitely put on weight. So that was kind of the main struggle. I mean, and obviously the game's a lot faster than high school ball. You're surrounded by phenomenal players all around you, both on your team and on opposing teams. So being able just to adjust to the game, and then how much time you got to spend in the film room, and how much it really means to be able to know what your opponent's going to run. It makes it 10 times easier on the field when you can predict offensive plays. And I just say, taking care of your body. That's one thing that I wish I knew when I was a freshman. When you used to be able just to come out, you didn't have to stretch or anything, and you could go out and play. But definitely when you're heading into your fourth, fifth, sixth year, you're spending a lot more time in the training room, stretching, ice tubs, and then just doing extra things before you go to bed, getting on the stretch band at home, whatever it takes. So I wish I would have known how much you have to put into your body, but it definitely has paid off for me.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that with me, man. Big expectations this college football season, right? Big expectations. It's your final year, and no doubt NFL scouts are probably watching you already. You're on a lot of people's radar, my man. And that being said, man, what are some of the expectations, not only as a team, but also for you as well, too, this year?
Yeah, obviously, the team goal is to be back up in Detroit playing for another MAC championship. And that's always been our goal, no matter what. It's always team over individual. And that's what we truly believe. But we have a chance to make that 12-team playoff and to be one of the best group of 5 teams in the country. And with that implemented, that has been our entire off-season goal, to be that 12th team, to be the best group of 5 teams. And we had a great chance, last year if there was a 12-team playoff to be in there. But that's been one of the things we've been harping on the entire off-season when we're doing 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Friday mornings. Like, we can be that team. And obviously we got one of the toughest out-of-conference schedules in our conference. We head up to Northwestern, we got Cincinnati, and Notre Dame, and those are 3 tough games right out of the jump. So we want to be able to go up to Chicago and beat Northwestern, and then come back at home, beat Cincy like we did last year, and then head into Notre Dame, who's probably going to be a top 5 team in week 3, and show that we can play with the big dogs. But yeah, I mean, that's our goal. Our goal is always conference championship, and then that group of 5 playoff spot. And then, personally, like, I want to repeat as MAC Defensive Player of the Year. I set the bar that high last year, and I'm this year it's nothing less for me. And obviously getting preseason All-American was awesome, but like, it doesn't matter till it's postseason to me. And that's one of the things that I truly believe is that there's a bunch of preseason rankings. Last year I don't even think we were predicted to be in the MAC championship. So it can go haywire throughout the season, and it doesn't matter till you're raising a trophy or whatever in December and in January. But for personal wise, I want to try to lead the country in tackles. I was close last year, but not enough. So that's probably one of my biggest individual goals.
Man, I love it, man. We lost the legendary Jerry West this week, unfortunately, but he has a quote, and I think it's so appropriate for you. It applies to you. A lot of, and I don't want to butcher the quote, but it says something to the extent of, a lot of people say that, oh, he's a dog. Oh, he's a dog. Oh, he's a dog. But he said, I'm a wolf. And that's like you, man. You're like a wolf out there, man. You got big goals and a lot of stuff that you're going to accomplish, man. So very excited for you. Man, when you're going up against Notre Dame, no doubt people are going to automatically give it to Notre Dame. But we see every year in college football, every week almost, that there are upsets, man. So I am totally rooting for you guys, man. That's going to be exciting. Yeah. What's your mindset going to these games? Do you have any like pregame rituals that people may need to know about? Or
I mean, I would say I'm a very goofy dude off the field. I don't really try to take things too serious. And then that's kind of just how I've always been. I'm a big jokester pregame with other guys that can handle it, with other guys that, aren't locked in. But that's just how I go. I don't try to get it too uptight, because the more I think about things, the more I get in my head, and then I mess up. But I like to just have fun, man, and enjoy where I'm at in the moment. I mean, I'm never ever gonna get to play college football again, so you gotta enjoy the moments. And I love, having fun with a couple of my coaches. And then when it's time, when first whistle blows, like, it's time to get down to business. So I wouldn't say I have a certain ritual or anything. It's just relax a little bit and have fun with where you're at and what you're doing.
I love it, man. Man, and when you play the game, are there any players that you model your game after? You watch their tape and you're like, man, that's something I want to get better at, or that's something I want to emulate? What are some players who are that for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm a big Fred Warner fan, man. Like, he He is one athletic dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he flies around, and he likes to go downhill and hit people. He's a big sideline to sideline guy, and he's really good. Same with one of my favorites was Demario Davis. Man,
Ooh,
he's an old school guy. He's a little older now, a little veteran, but he can
yeah.
fly around and make plays. And just like Fred Warner, like he'll go stick somebody. He'll get downhill in the gap and he'll strike a lineman. He don't care. He'll throw his body in the mix.
Yeah.
And then kind of like Luke Kuechly, he's a big film guy, and I try to model myself after that because maybe he wasn't the most athletic guy in the league, but he studied the film, and when you know when an offense is running, you gotta step up. You get a step ahead. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, same with him, man. He flies around, and he hits people with no remorse, and he's got a high motor, and that's just what I try to do.
I love it, man. I love it. And man, growing up, man, I know a lot of Ohio guys, they like either the Browns or the Bengals. Did you have a favorite NFL team growing up or?
Yeah, I've always been a Cleveland guy, man. I've loved the Browns forever. We've been through some dark times in the past,
Yeah.
you know, decade or so. But it's I've always loved them. It's a great fan base. Going
Yeah.
up to games is awesome, and hopefully we can make a run in the playoffs sometime soon.
Yeah, man. Now last year was exciting for y'all, man. It was,
It was.
man, that was a wild one for sure, man. And I know the pain, man. I'm a Dolphins fan, so I know how it is. But funny enough, about a fifth of my subscriber base is Cleveland Browns fans, so they really show up
Yeah,
anytime I do a video. So shout out to y'all, man.
yeah.
Very cool, man. Who are some people who helped for you to get to where you are today? Obviously, you've had this amazing college football journey. You're going into your 6th year. You've accomplished all these awards, but it takes a village, right? Who are some maybe players or coaches or mentors who've helped for you to get to where you are today?
Yeah, well, definitely my parents. Obviously, they've been my number one supporter since day one. So I'll definitely have to shout them out first. But I would say definitely one of my big mentors was my high school strength coach, Mike Winkler. He was a phenomenal guy. He turned me from a 160-pound pipsqueak to a 190-pound football player. And he was an old school guy that he'll get on you in the weight room if you're not doing it right, and he'll yell at you a little bit, but and it's all to make you better. And he's a guy that's always motivating me. When we're not lifting, not in football, always just picking me up when I'm down a little bit. And he's always been a guy that I can count on and go to him whenever I need something, or I don't know how to do this, or I need to gain more weight. I need to get better in this lift. And he's always willing to help no matter what he does. And definitely my high school football coach, Coach Tim Terrell, he was a great mentor, taught me a lot of life lessons playing high school football. And I've always said high school football is one of the best things you'll ever do
Oh
in
yeah,
life. And I think that's when you learn the most, and how awesome football is. Playing on a Friday Night Lights is one of the best things ever. Um, and he was a true mentor, just teaching me the game of football. Telling me that like film is how you're gonna get to the next level. Watching film, being a step ahead, like I was saying. So he definitely preached on that with me, and just improving my overall defense IQ, offense IQ, so I can be even better playing my spot on defense. So they've been absolutely awesome. And then right now my defense coordinator in college, Bill Breakin, he's been one of my favorite guys ever. He's truly developed me as a player, both mentally and physically. And he knows the game so well that he does his best to pass it on to me. And I try to be his defensive coordinator on the field, so he can doesn't have to scream up in the box all the time. But he's a great guy. I mean, he always tells me what I need to hear, even if I don't like it. But unfortunately, that's life, and you gotta take constructive criticism sometimes. But he's always a positive guy, no matter what. Most positive guy on game day, I know, and he's always rooting for you, on and off the field.
man, I love it. I love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That is Matt Salopek, one of the best linebackers in all of college football. And dude has had an already amazing college football career. I think even going into year 3 of your college football career, you are already putting up NFL draft prospect numbers, and we're going into year 6. There's really nothing left, almost nothing left on the table really to prove. You've shown it all, man. Like you're that DAWG, and no, you don't play for Georgia, man. You're a dog, man. So, excuse me, you're a wolf. So,
Exactly.
I appreciate you so much for coming on the show, man. I'm excited for you. I'm gonna be pulling for you guys all year, and man, it's gonna be a fun college football season, man. Before you go, man, any shout outs?
Shout out to my parents, man. They've been awesome for me. You know, can't do anything without them. You know, and shout out to all the Miami fans. We're excited to see you guys this fall, and hopefully, you know, be able to go up and raise another MAC championship. So we're excited.
Love it, man. Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, comment below. Let us know how this interview made you feel. Also, as well, if you want to follow him on social media, I'll have all of his social media stuff down below in the description of this video. We'll catch y'all next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thank you for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.